Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about things that are happening around the world, but mostly things that are happening about Senzo's case. Yes. Yesterday we talked about what is happening in terms of the people. I would say journalists. I would like to use that word, journalism, because it is being used. For today, we just have an update. As they said, they are going to reveal some information. But the question that we are faced with is are we still looking or seeking for justice, Senzo, or we are just looking for individual glory and all that? And that is something that I wouldn't like, in my own opinion, for it to cloud Senzo's case. Because the most important thing about all this is that we make sure that Senzo gets justice. And the family.
I thought it was the goal, but now, wishy man.
And I still stand with the story that we got yesterday from one of the journalists. That says, well, there might have been another theory. I still stand with that story. That story sort of makes a bit of sense of what is going in. And where it was gotten, that's another story. And we are going to discuss a lot of things that has to do with that, Emily.
Yeah, guys, take your seats. Make sure you become comfortable. We're going to dive into a really deep rabbit hole in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. And then for those who are saying, not for those, for someone who are saying, hey, you guys have a long introduction. Yes, welcome here.
Welcome
our
to
nature.
Reality. It's our nature.
And our videos are in that nature. We generally accept people who have enough data. So if you are watching in passing 10 minutes noodles, 5 minutes, 2 minutes
you
noodles.
You have a short concentration span.
We are looking for people who have time, who are working, using that also as they are working and they're listening to us. That's why we have this nature of broadcasting.
Yeah, it's our style. Yeah, it works for us.
Yeah, we've had previously in olden days when we were beginning, people telling us that, but all we can say, we don't change who we are. Yes, we listen to opinions, but we're not going to give you short
videos. We try
videos.
to work on them, but as for getting 5-minute videos,
I don't have that time.
Happen here.
We work, we have normal work that we need to focus on. So we cannot just jump in a mic and say 2-minute stuff and then that's it. And then we clickbait the hell out of you. We don't do that.
Don't have time for that.
We don't clickbait here. We don't do all these other things. So if you want that, I'm sure there's a lot in the streets of YouTube that you would probably find amusing and having enough information for you in 2 minutes. Fortunately, we're not one of those.
Havana, here we unpack information fully so that even if we give our opinions, we give them on solid ground. We don't give them on information that's half-baked. You understand? So, opinions are very expensive. So, you have to earn them. And you earn them by looking at all the information. If you don't have the patience for that, it's okay. It's okay. There are other people who unpack it in a way maybe you would like. So, guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us again on another live stream where we get to discuss. I don't know what to call what is happening, but it makes me
the noise
sad.
Outside the case.
Yeah, the noise outside of the case. It's making me very sad. But it has to be discussed. Perhaps it can shed light on what needs to be done moving forward and what can be executed a little bit better, because it seems like the enemy is caving in somehow and division is happening and it's sad. It's very sad. So, guys, yes, Bas Kruger released another expose on how the key witness in the Senzo Meyiwa trial and the safety of those key witnesses or people that were set to testify has been compromised. But in this expose, there's a lot more things that, would make you want to have an opinion. So Bas Kruger released this information on letters that Merida Haas allegedly wrote to the police commissioner Fani Masemola and police minister Begicele about the safety of an informant, as well as the whistleblower we all know, Patricia Mashele. But there's a twist in these alleged letters, and the twist in them is that it has put in the name of Colonel Joyce Buthelezi.
And hence we're here today to talk about it, because
we're talking about
now
it.
You are bringing people of interest into this whole, it's commotion for me, if I may put it like that.
And what you will maybe hear of in what I'm about to go into with these posts is that there's talks of an informant, there's talks of Joyce Buthelezi in there, there's talks also of a sister of accused number 4. Her name is Singobile Mapisa. I think we've had her on this platform before. And what I remember also about Merida Haas is that investigative piece that she had written for Daily Maverick, where we got to discover who Warrant Officer Makubo was in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, way before even Warrant Officer Makubo came to testify. Merida Haas did an exclusive of how Warrant Officer Makubo's life was in danger. And we did the video, Mr. Anonymous. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
We covered how the other case that Warrant Officer Makubo was implicated in, at the time that Merida Haas wrote the article, Warrant Officer Makubo had won the case. And we all unpacked it. I'm sure some of you will remember that video we did, and we were unpacking that article, talking about what was happening in his case. So Merida Haas is that investigative journalist as well. But she is very much involved because she's the one who's writing the letters to the higher ups in government, trying to get their attention, especially when it comes to the protection of people that are crucial in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So, yeah, that's briefly who Merida Haas is. And this Bas Kruger investigative journalist got a hold of the letters that Merida Haas wrote. And it is being alleged that these letters, she wrote them like sometime last week. And they have crucial information. Okay, so yeah, I feel like now I can go into them. Several posts were shared today, and I would just like to go through them with you guys, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So the first post started off from Bas Kruger, and it said, breaking exclusive. Police Minister Begicele's confirmation. State comprises its confidential informants in the Senzo Meyiwa murder investigation.
Compromises.
Yeah. Its confidential informants.
Yeah.
So prominent human rights lawyer and researcher fellow at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Merida Haas, wrote and sent 2 letters, the first on the 1st of March 2024 and the second on the 9th of March 2024. So my apologies, it wasn't last week, it was actually last month. To the National Police Commissioner, General Masemola. And Bas Kruger here is saying that she or he has both the letters. These letters by the Haas were to raise concern over the alleged leaking of information and the spreading of disinformation that resulted in endangering the life of former SAPS crime intelligence official and now prominent whistleblower Patricia Morgan Mashale. Patricia came to prominence through her leaking of mounds of internal SAPS documentation of various corrupt activities implicating high-ranking SAPS leadership, including the current Minister of Police.
Right.
Especially the Crime Intelligence Division, and had to flee the country after attempts were made on her life. These letters De Haas sent to General Masemola further served to seek official state protection for Patricia. De Haas, citing the autopsy, confirmed poisoning of Brigadier Ndlovu, who had allegedly known about cover-ups by his SAPS colleagues in the Meyiwa investigation, and the subsequent mysterious murder of Ndlovu's wife, who was shot dead during or returning from doing her grocery shopping without any signs of attempted robbery at the scene of her death. All of this information is alleged. Allegedly, let's put the disclaimer. As Mzansi Reality, we're not saying that we have privy information to all of this. These are allegations that we are merely just talking about. The Haas first letter also serves as an official complaint against Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, whom De Haas alleges Buthelezi circulated information pertaining to the murder investigation of Senzo Meyiwa, allegedly from messages Buthelezi exchanged with a relative of one of the accused in the murder trial, of which amounts to a breach in investigative confidentiality.
Yes.
Patricia had prior also requested state protection from National Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Masemola for herself, Makubo, and her source. But instead, Masemola allegedly sent Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibia to get the information Patricia had provided to Makubo. But Makubo refused to give Sibia any information because Makubo held that it was Sibia who was the first one who contaminated the Meyiwa murder scene. Allegedly, everything is alleged at this point. The Haas letters further allege that Patricia gave the information regarding the Senzo Meyiwa case to Makubo as part of protocol of duties to report. However, Lieutenant Colonel Joyce Buthelezi leaked Patricia's identity and the identity of Patricia's source to the sister of accused number 4, Mthokoziseni Mapisa. I am in possession of the alleged screenshots. That's Bas Kruger, not me, myself. No, not Emily. Bas Kruger is saying that they are in possession of the alleged screenshots of the conversations between Buthelezi and the sister of Mthokoziseni. It's crucial to recall that on the 7th of August 2023, State Witness Tumelo Madlala, the late Senzo Meyiwa's best friend, told the court that Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, who was handling the Senzo Meyiwa case, allegedly made numerous efforts to try and make De Haas' first letter also serves as an official complaint against Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, whom De Haas alleges Buthelezi circulated information pertaining to the murder investigation of Senzo Meyiwa, allegedly from messages Buthelezi exchanged with a relative of one of the accused in the murder trial, of which amounts to a breach in investigative confidentiality. In these letters, De Haas states that Patricia Morgan Mashali conducted certain research work for one of the defensive attorneys in the Senzo Meyiwa case and provided information about potential leads in the murder investigation to Hawks detective Warrant Officer Mishak Makubo as part of protocol duties to report. Patricia had prior also requested state protection from National Commissioner Lieutenant General Masemola for herself, Makhubo, and her source. But instead, Masemola allegedly sent Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya to get the information, and Patricia had provided to Makhubo, but Makhubo refused to give Sibiya any information because Makhubo held that it was Sibiya who was the first one who contaminated the murder scene. So guys, I apologize. I feel like this is a repetition, but moving on. The Haas letters further allege that Patricia gave the information regarding Senzo Meyiwa's case to Makhubo as part of protocol of duties to report. However, Lieutenant Colonel Joyce Buthelezi leaked Patricia's identity and the identity of Patricia's source to the sister of accused number 4, Mthokoziseni Mapisa. So here we're being told that Colonel Buthelezi is being accused of this thing, of leaking, of being the one who's leaking information to people that are outside of the case. So it's a very strong accusation and allegation against her. And they continue to say, I'm in possession of the alleged screenshots of the conversations between Buthelezi and the sister of Mthokoziseni. It's crucial to recall that on the 7th of August 2023, that's just last year, State Witness Tumelo Madlala, the late Senzo Meyiwa's best friend, told the court that Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, who was handling the Senzo Meyiwa case, allegedly made numerous efforts to try Mthokoziseni. Okay, Mr. Anonymous, I'm getting kind of frazzled with the screenshots that I collected here. But it has come to my knowledge. Okay, it's crucial to recall. Yeah, I've got it. Merida Haas has confirmed that she indeed sent the letters to Lieutenant General Masemola. General Masemola did not respond to correspondence issued to him by me through his spokesperson Brigadier Mashadi Silipe, and Colonel Buthelezi, along with Mapisa's sister, could not be reached for comment. It has come to my knowledge that this, as I source the various letters and proof of communication simultaneously, the former public protector and now member of parliament, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, had sent the police minister Begicele written questions for written responses as part of Mkhwebane's own duties as a member of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee of Policing. Advocate Mkhwebane raises the same issues constituted, right? The word, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah, I guess so.
Constituted in the Haas letters and Cele's official response dated today, the 8th of April 2024, and signed by both Cele and Masemola. Cele confirms that General Masemola was contacted by the Haas to lodge a complaint of breach in investigative confidentiality through the leaking of the identity of confidential sources, and further confirms Warrant Officer Makhubo's interactions with both the sources and Colonel Buthelezi, and further confirms that Makhubo refused to reveal the identity of the sources to both Buthelezi and Deputy Commissioner Sibiya, but denies any leaks of the identity occurred between Sibiya, Buthelezi, and Masemola.
Yes.
The strange aspect is that Cele then claims that Buthelezi figured out on her own accord that the identity of the source was that of one of her contacts, in inverted commas, one of her contacts. In Cele's own words, the singular quick attempt at spin, when looked at closely, confirms that Buthelezi does have the identity of the anonymous source, and this singular fact confirms that there was a breach in investigative confidentiality. Therefore, this war of words, of accusations, counter-accusations, and denies need further clarification directly from the police minister, Begicele, as through police minister, as through his written response to Advocate Mkhwebane. Instead of allowing General Masemola to provide clarification, Cele has appointed himself Masemola's spokesperson that can fully vouch for Masemola, thus placing himself at the center of this investigative confidentiality breach. So the buck now stops with Bheki Cele. The end. So all of this information is alleged. It's allegedly, okay? We're just sharing it with the people who are following the case. It's not to say that we are saying that everything in it, we can't verify it as Mzansi reality, but we do share it because it's already on a public platform. And I know many of our people, of our family here at Mzansi reality, some of you have already seen it because you share these things with us. So also there's a screenshot of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane questions to the Minister of Police. And the first question here I'm going to read, it's 524 question 1. It says, whether he has been informed that a certain person named Furnished alleged that Lieutenant Colonel Joyce Buthelezi leaked the identity of a source. If not, why not? If so. Number 2, whether he contacted Warrant Officer Mishek Makubo to confirm that he met with the specified person to obtain the necessary information. If not, why not? If so. So, at the heading of this document or the screenshot, it says date of publication in internal question paper 8th of March 2024, internal question paper number 82024. And it has these questions that are attached that Advocate Mkhwebane asked the minister. Number 3, it says whether the person informed the National Commissioner of the SA Police Service, Lieutenant General Fani Masemola, that their lives are now in danger because of the leaking of information from Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi. If not, what is the position in this regard? If so, what steps did the National Police Commissioner take to ensure that the safety of the person and the source, since the person reported the leak to him last week Friday? Number 4, who else knows about the identity of the sources except for Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi? And what steps did the National Police Commissioner take against Lieutenant Buthelezi regarding the leaking of the information? Then there was a reply, right? I don't know where the reply came from, but number 1, it says the National Commissioner was contacted by Ms. Merida Haas and Mrs. Marshall indicating that there is leak of information and the identity of source and investigation in this regard was sanctioned. Number 2, Warrant Officer Makubo informed the Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection about meeting with a source who provided with the information relating to this investigation and shared the information of his partner in the investigation, namely Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi. However, Warrant Officer Makubo did not provide Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi with the names of the sources, and he has indicated that he also does not know the identity of the source. No information was received relating to any person whose life is in danger, this is number 3, because of leaking of information by Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi. The identity of the person source who provided information to Warrant Officer Makubo is unknown to him, and therefore it is difficult to indicate who the source is. And then there is allegations that Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi, after receipt of the information, she managed to identify the source as someone who usually provided her with information, and that she discussed this information with another person in social media. And then it says Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi denies that the social media communication was relayed from her cell phone. Number 4, subsection A. The identity of the source who provided Warrant Officer Makubo with information is unknown, except the allegations that Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi has identified him as one of her contact. B. A senior officer is appointed to investigate the allegation of the leaking of the information and the identity of a source. Chief Investigating Officer case of Senzo Meyiwa is publicly known, that is Brigadier Gininda, and anyone with information is free to contact him. And then here it is signed by Minister Police General Begitele on the 2nd of April 2024. And then another signature from the National Commissioner. So I'm guessing it's both of them that replied. National Commissioner General Vanima Semola as well as Minister of Police Begitele. Those were their responses to all of these allegations that have been thrown.
Yeah.
Let me breathe. Let us breathe and digest all of this information.
I know that some of you might be confused, but I just want to give a bit of this is general information, obviously, that comes from me. If you still think that this case is just independent of politics, then well and good. But if you are going to open your mouth or work around this case in a sense, unlike us, because we are taking everything from the public as we do, and we always credit where we take that information from. And that is not a sin, because we don't know anything about the case itself.
No.
We just follow and read through what people are saying,
Yes.
and then from there we are able to make our analysis. But if it happens that you find yourself crossing the path of this case and being involved, then I've got few messages for you. You need to understand the politics, the movement of politics first before you understand the case. Because you might find yourself being used as a proxy for certain people to go down.
Oh.
I don't know if you get me. In my own opinion, this is my own opinion, you might find yourself being used as a proxy for certain people to go down. Now you think that you are playing as a team, everything is going well, but you need discernment, you need a third eye. And if you don't have that, leave this case alone. Because you might find yourself incriminating people
that you're supposed to be collaborating with.
Yes. You know, that's why, the very same reason why I do not go to the pages of the so-called whistleblowers and whatnot and talk about what they talk about. I let them deal with that. So the only time I talk...
we were scrutinized, remember? People were like, we are ignoring, or hey, guys, this case...
Let me give you a bit of debriefing of where this is going. And I will try by all means not to say things that are out of line. Out of line in a sense that next thing, hey, you know certain things. I don't know anything like you. I'm like you. I just read and I use my third eye, and if it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. And that's how we have been moving here.
Yeah. We don't have any exclusive information.
You know, people would email us and say, hey, guys, can I... No. If we don't feel the energy, we don't feel the energy. Now, look at this. We had Tumelo.
Yes.
It was after De Novo.
Yes.
Speaking at length about Joyce Buthelezi.
Lawyer Mama.
We had Tumelo speaking.
saying-
We even talked about it.
We talked about it.
We talked about it, and it was like, okay, sharp. And then there were words after 375 came out, and 375 said no. The D4 on 375 said no, there's a brigadier that needs to be arrested. And then there's always a counter for every theory that is put about 375. And then we have 636 now, which now also has its own brigadier or their own police that now needs to be arrested who are leaking information. And this information is coming from a long way, long way. Let's look at this, what we call South African government. I think this is a paper or something, or this is a report of South African.
Government Gazette.
It's Government Gazette, yes. And it looks like that. Minister Begitele, media briefing on Senzo murder case. Now listen to this.
Right.
And you probably, some of the things will come clear when even your, what we call, so-called court case was formed. Okay, Minister of Police, Minister General Begitele, on occasion of update on Senzo Meyiwa's murder case, National Commissioner General Stole, and then there's DNC Lieutenant Mfazi, and then there's members of the media. Good afternoon to you all. Today makes exactly 6 years since, this is 2020 by the way.
2020.
Yes, makes 6 years since the former Bafana Bafana and Orlando Pirate captain Senzo Meyiwa was shot dead. His murder, which took place in Fosrolas in Neguruleni, brought the Meyiwa family immeasurable pain. It also sent shocking waves across the country and the continent. South Africa, from all the corners, joined the Meyiwa family in demanding justice for this brutal murder. But with no arrest, hope of whether or not Senzo Meyiwa killers would be found began to fade away for some, but not for us in South African police services. This is Minister now. Despite heavy criticism from some quarters, I have always maintained that I'm satisfied with the murder investigation in progressing well. I have numerous occasions also expressed my confidence that those suspects of this crime will be found and be brought into book. Ladies and gentlemen, I still stand by this statement. In 2018, the National Commissioner established a cold case team in response to many calls on various criminal cases which have not been successfully investigated. Months later, the murder case of Senzo Meyiwa was assigned to the cold case unit. 2018, that's where the cold case unit was formed. Since then, the unit has worked tirelessly on this case. During these past 2 years, the Senzo Meyiwa murder case generated speculations of who could have been responsible for the sports icon's murder. Despite this, the investigation never lost sight of their work at hand. That sounds like the AKA case, the statement. While we always obviously compare, while those speculations were rife, the case also attracted much media attention, media leaks touching on some aspects of the investigation. Members of the media, we really condemn these leaks and strongly believe that the information may have been leaked in an attempt to derail the investigation. This is why, moving forward, the investigation team will be considering opening cases of defeating the ends of justice, such leaks never occur, so that such leaks never occur again. Despite interference, the cold case team persevered after gathering sufficient intelligence, information, and evidence. Listen to that. That's clotting right there. I'm happy to announce that there has been a breakthrough in Senzo Meyiwa's murder case. The first 5 suspects have been arrested between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. this morning in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. These arrests are as a result of multidisciplinary integrated approach to this investigation, which is working closely with the Director of the Public Prosecution. The South African Police Service and the prosecution team are confident that we have a watertight case against all 5 suspects.
Watertight case.
You will judge. At this point, we cannot reveal any further information, and investigation are still ongoing, and more arrests cannot be ruled out.
More arrests cannot be
Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, for us, the police service, it is always important to take time and work thoroughly on this case and ensure justice for Senzo. While 6 years have gone by, we remain confident that the arrest are the starts of bringing closure to Senzo Meyiwa's family, friends and fans, as well as millions of South Africans. I will allow the National Commissioner to give more on this arrest. I thank you. Now, all along, we didn't have anything closer to the naming. But there were suspicions as to say that this is going to the direction of Bo Makubo and Joyce Buthelezi. It is us just suspecting, because obviously when you look at how things are going, and why I read you this.
Media leaks. And there will be more arrests.
So now today, we have this journalist who says, I have a proof with me of snapshots of conversation between who and who?
Colonel Joyce Buthelezi and accused number 4 sister, Sngobile.
Now, that right there tells you one thing. In this game, you never know who's who in the zoo. You are talking to someone, everything is flowing. Ganti someone, 2020, was collecting information. But let me tell you something. Whatever that could have been shared between the two, it's something of recent. But already, this was predetermined long time ago. 2020.
Because check this out. In the response that I just read, Colonel Buthelezi is being quoted as saying that was not her phone that was being used.
And let us not forget that Warrant Officer Makubo has been dealing with things. I would, in my own opinion, say that he's been victorious. You know? There's only one person who was never tainted at this point in time, except for the resignation and all those things that we had previously.
Yes.
It's just Buthelezi. And then
She
here
hasn't
comes
had a
the
charge.
people who are testifying now. They are gunning for Joyce Buthelezi. And all of a sudden, there's a story behind the scene. This is a story behind the scene, but I foresee it going into a direction of Joyce Buthelezi maybe going down through these small things.
How I beg.
That's why I'm saying, when you hear information, even if you were to hear, you need to sit down and dissect. Your mind must be in position of saying, okay, I've heard this. Am I allowed to share this? Should I even share this? Because right now, what going forward, people are saying, in fact, this journalist is saying, you've got something to answer for.
Yes, he's telling Sngobile all of that she revealed a lot because Sngobile...
Do you hear that tone of talking?
Yes.
And then again, in this case, if I was involved, I would maintain that I'm alone. If I was involved. Why? I would not even trust my own siblings. Because in politics, you don't even trust your own people. Why we say this case might be showing the signs of political and whatnot. I mean, some of the things that have been said and the speculations that have been put, they suggest to that direction. Do you have intelligence to to actually read people when they come to you, on what direction are they coming on, and why are they closer to you? Are you able to discern and say that no, I don't want to associate with this person. In fact, I won't publish such, or I won't do such. And that is what this case requires.
And Wutiwatina, what were we called? We were called a lot of things. I don't even remember.
So you will find yourself in the middle of it without even you noticing. You will find yourself actually delivering someone on a tray for certain people.
Which is what's happening right now, unfortunately.
So be careful of what you do around this case. Be careful of who's who in the zoo. Yesterday when we slept, I would say there were two teams that were playing for different sides. But after reading what is being published here, and then other people saying, I'm the one who did 1, 2, 3. The power are not equal. Do you want to swim with the sharks? Do you want to swim with crocodiles? You choose. Do you have the skin? So this
I don't want to swim with neither.
Exactly.
In fact, I don't want to swim at all. I want to remain at the ground. Call me a coward. I'm okay. I'll remain
Because
at the ground.
Now what is happening
land,
is a mess. And you probably have exposed yourself to an extent of you cannot reverse.
No.
Because you don't know who's who. Maybe the one that you think, oh, this one I can confine to, actually were the wrong ones.
Hey, it's a mess, you guys.
So you are basically in a situation where you cannot deny certain things.
No. Already crucial information has been shared with you. And now you cannot say you do not know because you have been the mouthpiece.
And when maybe you were deleting, but they were not.
They were not. And then some are accusing others that they edited screenshots.
Do you understand? Others were not. When you were sending and you're thinking, we
are together, we are fighting for justice, we are in the same camp.
So what is happening? It's a lesson. So when I say sometimes when you call me, you say, hey,
I used to call.
Can we talk about 1, 2, 3? I'm like, no, I'm not talking about
trending
this.
On Twitter. Can we just talk about it? And Mr. Anonymous is like,
because there is you need to be able to analyze things and reach your own conclusions, and also listen to your inner self when it tells you this is not right.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Listen to your gut. Listen to your instinct.
You know, some of the things we have had to wait for them to develop, and then later
talk
about it because we wanted to see the ending. So here we go. We have now, in my own opinion, Warrant Officer Makube at the center stage.
Joyce Buthelezi.
Joyce Buthelezi. Not Warrant Officer Makube seems as if now we're cool.
And he did not know the informant, according to everything that is happening here. According to this version that has been put, Warrant Officer Makube did not know who the informant was.
If you ask me, I would tell you now, in my own opinion, if they were to say, who would you trust about this case? I would trust Joyce. I would say that. I would trust Joyce. 100% I would trust Joyce. And why? I've never met her.
We don't even know what she looks like.
Yeah,
We've only seen the documentary.
Yes.
And the images that were shared there were obviously from way, way back. I
would trust Joyce. I would trust Warrant Officer Makube. Whether they are well-spoken or not well-spoken.
We have no idea what he looks like.
Yes.
Either.
Whether. Whether they are well-spoken or not well-spoken, I would trust those two. because they started with this case. And then later on, they seem to be sidelined, if you ask me. It's this bit of sidelining, and then this team of cold case unit is created 2018.
Yes. And then a couple of months later, they're given the Senzo Meyiwa case.
Conveniently, if you ask me. Very convenient. And all of a sudden now it's like they are following behind. That's because there's no information that has been said to them. Good chief, you are actually not part of this case anymore. If you ask me, that's my thinking. So
Of course.
I would always, because my mind tells me when a politician says this, go left. So for those who are sort of looking like outcast, I would go with them. That's how crazy I am.
Yep.
So we are in this situation, I mean, and this is why I spoke about it's because now it is bringing, in my own opinion, Joyce Buthelezi. The same way it was we talked about Warrant Officer Maku.
Yeah, and I also remember the allegations that Mtogo
Tumelo also.
Mtogo also said that he was assaulted in her office, or the office that she left her
Yes.
in, the whole night, and he even has a case with IPIT, but he doesn't know where that case ended up. Those were the allegations of
How
course, that
Tumelo felt not protected after being put in
witness protection.
witness protection,
by-
that he booked himself out. So it is now going to that door. Exactly.
That-
We are pointing to that direction to say
Okay, Warrant Officer Makubo, the case,
they did not hammer that much on him.
yeah.
It was Joyce with another mama lofikile with another I think surgeon or something like that. I think that's what they said.
And Mtogo alleged that it happened somewhere around 2018.
And then 2018, what was formed?
Cold case.
Cold case. And there are common people, obviously, that were working prior to that who moved with cold case. And then all of a sudden, the case is given to cold case, who were working it before it was cold, if it was ever cold.
And 2018 is also the same year that Zungu met with Lishabani and Sibia. Remember his testimony, you guys. 2018 is also when Zungu now came and told his
The wheel was turning
witness.
the other way around. From maybe going forward anti-clockwise, it was moving that direction. Then from there, things started going left. In my own opinion, on the basis of what we're getting here. And then here comes a situation that is presenting itself. Here comes this person who's seeking justice for a brother.
Yes.
And then there are people who are fighting for justice. And if you ask me, I would use the word inverted commas. And for the reason I would use inverted commas. Then there are those people who are fighting. Without saying much, with D4, in my observation, I've always felt like at some point, somewhere, somehow, things went wrong.
What do you mean?
No, I mean, D4 was coming, right? D4 came, and then all of a sudden, the case started going in this rough patch where there was resistance and all that. And that's where, I mean, in my own opinion, it all went left. So
Because
there is common factor about this case, if you ask me, that spells danger. And if it was me sitting wherever I was sitting, I would say, be alone. Do it alone. When someone comes to you and say, hey, I've got this information, so okay, sharp. Why don't you go there?
I don't need that information.
You don't even say, no, good thing. I'm happy you're fighting for it. Go there. Because the power there is too much. Look at these people who are writing to bigger people. And you look at, I don't even want to say more, because just going around and you go to internet and you just look at, because when I heard the name Meridi Haas, I don't know Meridi Haas. I think when we spoke about it, it slipped my mind after that. So I had to go and Google. And then I got that she was working with, or she's still, I don't know if she's still working with some Pillay or something like that. The team, in one team, something like that. But and then we had your Kherine, who was convinced about this case, that they were going to the right direction. There's a lot of things.
Yes.
There are a lot of people in this case. Lot of people. Some powerful, some less powerful, some. The question is, if I was to, or if I had to swim, would I rock solo or would I associate with certain people? Some of them, when they came, if you ask me, indeed, it allowed the case to be forwarded. But the problem is that on that speed, and there were a lot of problems and mistakes that we are seeing even today. We are reaping, from that speed, we are reaping the benefits of that. If there was allegedly cooking, then that cooking was never done properly because of the speed. So they helped some of them in a certain way, to a certain extent, and their help should be limited to that, and don't take it further. Because once you take it further, then you start trusting certain people. And that is what you would hear from people like Boss Fiso when they talk. They say, we're thankful for this journey, but from here, I'm gonna rock solo.
Fiso does that a lot. And now I understand.
He moves like that.
He's
got that third eye. It's like he knows when enough is enough. So this case is big.
It's huge.
It is huge.
It's humongous.
You might think that you are actually deep in it and we are just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
The huge amount of the iceberg is under. You're just seeing that white part to another. You're chasing that one.
And you are rushing.
And later you realize, actually, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm baited to this point. In my own opinion, at wherever they are, there are certain people who are saying, Ish, I shouldn't have been with this person. Because when you're alone, you realize now, because everything now is coming into play. Should you had that third eye, you would have been minimized the damage. But I don't think the damage now is able to be minimized.
And a lot of people may not know what we mean. But Singobile Mapisa, after this post, she quickly responded to the allegations that were made by Bas Kruger, calling them lies. And she stood in defense of Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, saying that it is not true that Joyce Buthelezi gave her information of the informant. In fact, she is the one who gave information to the police about the informant, because the informant is the one who approached her.
You see, that sounds to me, when I read it, I felt like this is where you, if I was next to, like, whoa, don't send that.
She even deleted the post, you guys. It's gone. It's gone. And I don't know if I should read the rest of it or what. I don't know.
I would say leave it.
I'll leave it for her own sake.
Because we don't know why it was deleted.
She deleted it.
We're not like that. We are. Yeah, I would say leave it.
Yeah, she deleted it for a reason. And Singobile called all of these allegations that Bas Kruger was making false. But yeah, it's a lot.
Now we are in a situation where you say, okay, I've shared some information with her. Some of this information is mine. Then you say it's false. It is contradictory on its own, if you ask me. I'm just saying this because in the interest of justice, I mean, honestly, well, I think she's in a situation where she doesn't, or she would not be able to say who's in this room. I'm not saying she doesn't know that, but I feel that is where she's at.
No, there are following posts that she has made, and one of them she's saying Abu Gininda will always win Jekulento because Labantu are supposed to be working together to fight them, are fighting together. No munye ufuna ishine, no munye ufuni information to be out by them. People are up for credits than justice. Aibandla.
It's a chess game. It's called a chess game. You move, you move. I move. But at some point, my actions are already calculated before yours. So when you try, you think that you've gotten something, but actually
into a trap.
You're falling into the trap. That's a game that, in my own opinion, I would credit to Ubabum Sholus.
Konje, he's a chess player.
Yeah.
He's a chess player.
You move, I move. Move, I move. Checkmate. Even now, just deviating a bit, even now, I was listening to that court case.
Or the one about the IEC and MK.
Yes, where they say that the person who actually complained is claiming now that he was hacked. And the thing is, the fight of who's gonna be on the ballot, it is vague on its own because he never said he wanted to be
on the ballot. He said he will be.
It's like
canvassing.
Okay. He's just enjoying free publicity.
He said he will be speaking for the other party. He never said I will be the president. And now I can't keep up. I can't catch up. I don't understand what's going on anymore. Why is he being removed?
You see, the trap started when they took him to court for all this, from MK to
for the logo,
it's free publicity. It's free. It's free. Because as he becomes victorious, it strengthens the party to say, okay, yeah, actually these people are on the right path, because other people who are viewing these small wins, they are viewing it as we're on the right path. We're actually following the right person. I'm not saying she's not. But the chess game is at another level.
As far as we all knew, MK was disbanded, and now all of a sudden they're like, no, it's ours. I'm so confused, guys.
No, it's a proper chess game. It's like this person is you are 10 step. You think you're 10 step ahead. He's 100 step ahead of you.
And now many people I've seen, those who do review or talk slightly or debate about the case, they're saying that no, Advocate Mpofu presented a stronger case.
Yeah, I was listening to it. You did. Whether people are taunting him as the person who's been losing cases, again, some of them, those cases, you feel that you was not supposed to lose. I mean, it depends on who you are representing.
Right. And obvious with this current line that he now is representing.
So, I still respect, in my opinion, I respect him. He's one of the great minds. Unfortunately, sometimes you just represent the situation that is not interesting to other people who doesn't want to see the positive outcome of, in my own opinion. But we're not in that direction. Just listening to these court cases opens your mind. Because you learn even about things that you didn't know about in your country. You get to get drips and drops of actually, this is the case. This is what needs to happen. This is where we should be. You understand?
Yes.
So even this one of Senzo, it's no longer, in my opinion, it's no longer an issue of justice.
No.
It's the battle of I'm fighting for my life. You know? At some point it does, when you're watching it, it feels like, some people are fighting for their lives. It's no longer about what is right and what is wrong.
It's no longer about justice.
And that, in a sense, in a nutshell, tells you law is not black and white.
No, it's not.
There's a gray area that where you can actually reach, where if you cannot choose between black and white, there's a bit of gray area.
Gray area. We don't choose black or white. You just remain in that line where it's black and it's white. And
so, again, we apologize if you did not understand. It will take you a bit of understanding the background of this case. But in this platform, we dissect things that we think they concern some of the stuff that are happening in these cases. Tomorrow we've got another situation which is totally different. We're not going to announce it, but it's a different situation. We'll be out of this because we don't talk much about people that we needed to actually give you a proper summary. And especially
help those who don't understand why
what
we
is
don't
going
jump on these information. Hey Nina. That's why we don't look at how complicated now this is becoming.
You need to be able to navigate the situation and the system.
And now I'm looking at the responses, and I don't know if I should go through them, Mr. Anonymous.
You can.
The responses will tell you everything you need to know. And now continuing, she says, I pray for safety, Ma'am Colonel Joyce Buthelezi, in all of this. This is Ngobile. The case is no longer about justice for Senzo Meyiwa and the 5 wrongfully accused. Shame. Yeah. And another post here, she says that she was waiting for the screenshots of the conversation that she is being accused of having with Colonel Joyce Buthelezi discussing the case on WhatsApp, and they were not coming. And she also said, even if Colonel did share information on the case, what's wrong with it? Because she also did share a lot with me. So all information should come from her. Strange. And then another post. You see, as
it's like you're saying it didn't happen, but it happened.
And you can't speak like that in a situation like this.
Not in a situation like this.
And then she says, I started this journey
People's
alone.
jobs are online.
Yes.
Because sharing of that information is not just sharing. There's a name for it. Let me look for it. There's a name for it. It's called, was it obstruction of justice?
Yes, obstruction of justice. It is when you take information out and you...
Oh, it's called leaking here.
Leaking of information. It's also obstruction of justice. It's a case like that for a person who's working on the case and they take out information. It's obstruction of justice as well.
Because you see now, they are saying, this is why moving forward, the investigation team will be considering opening a case or cases of defeating the ends of justice.
Defeating the ends of justice.
To ensure such leaks never occur again. So you cannot be found saying, oh yeah, it happened.
And another thing I also needed to remind you guys on the documentary where Mzilikazi was talking about men's not berireru. He started off by explaining and introducing Joyce Buthelezi to us, because at that point we did not know who she was. I remember hearing about her the first time on the documentary. But in the midst of explaining Joyce Buthelezi, he also somehow now brought up men's not berireru. And that Twitter account that told us that Longwe is allegedly the one who pulled the trigger. But then in the midst of it, it seemed like he was creating the impression that Joyce Buthelezi is the one
who came with that theory.
With the advocate Berireru account. I don't know if I read it. Maybe I could have read it wrong. But to me, it just, I need
it is
to watch
alleged,
the
obviously.
documentary.
It is alleged. It is
I'm
alleged.
alleging. I'm speculating.
This is your speculation.
Yes, but I need to watch that part again, because now I'm like, I remember it, man, and I'm like, I couldn't shake it off or get it off my head, and now it's coming to me, that documentary, man.
There's a lot of things that if you start watching it now,
I will be confused all over again.
You would actually even be in a better position of having your speculations.
This is my speculation. You guys can correct me if I'm far off. But yeah, it's all very strange. One has to wonder, what is it with Joyce Buthelezi that now it feels like literally they are coming for her? What is it? What is this? What is this thing? What is this? That's now what I'm asking myself. What is it with this colonel in particular that he just feels like they're coming for her? And another interesting post that I saw from one of our subscribers, it's a comment, and I wanted to kind of share it, and it's coming from Nondumiso Mazibu on the previous video that we did yesterday. Common sense will tell you that this person is working for the state. The person who exposed such information is aware that the defense plans to use the information to build their case. It's just an opinion I'm putting out there. I'm not saying anything, It had me thinking, this comment.
All I can say is that
it had me thinking.
You will never know who's who in the zoo.
And you put it perfectly.
Some people,
you never know who's who in the zoo.
Some people might come to you portraying themselves as, or packaging themselves as, hey, we are for that. Gandhi, they are waiting for you to start feeling comfortable. You start unleashing.
Unleash what you have and what you know.
And once your hand is open fully,
oh,
then they leave you to hang dry.
Coming from an oversharer. May God. May God protect me.
So in this fraternity of law, you have to divorce your emotions for some weird reason.
Play chess. Learn how to play that game so that you know how to move. Even if you've never played chess in your life, get that chess board and start playing it now. Could be. Like,
because the demise of the people you like actually might be almost closer to your hand.
And you know how also this game works as well is I share something exclusive with you so that I get you to be comfortable and open up. And then the next thing, blah, you are unleashing now. You're like, I can trust this person. They told me something so sacred. Yo, the traps that I have fallen for in my previous life.
And it's unfortunate that you ladies obviously are...
Yes, I'm guilty.
No, ladies, general. I'm saying this not in a... even I was watching one TikTok, I laughed. Because we do this thing as guys unconscious. Where even when a woman... Actually, there's one woman who was dating this Zulu guy, and she's not Zulu. She was asking me, this guy was nice, giving me money, and all of a sudden, as long as I haven't gotten what I want, that's what that TikTok was saying. You can shout at me, you can even touch my hair. Then but in closed doors, I would allow you to touch.
Just because you haven't gotten what you want.
That's a nature. So we play these games unaware.
Unaware.
And then later you're like, and then once you have everything, then you're like, hey, I'm Team Dominican. Also Team Dominican.
Now you become
But when did you start? And then you're like, when did you start? Kanti, it has been there long time ago. It's just that, but it's that's how it.
I think I'm also a victim.
You let
I think that has happened.
Let a person, if you want something from a person, I learned this the hard way at work. People would come and undermine you. Let them undermine you. That thing over I don't take nonsense. Let them undermine you. If you know the end goal is a win for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. If they want to come and undermine you, as long as it's not written in your face, what happens in the dark stays in the dark. Once you feel powerful, you can even subject yourself into giving me leaves that are unprecedented. And I go chill with my family. Just because they think, oh, this guy is respectful. And at the time, at the first day when you met me, you thought, hey, this guy is man. Yeah, all I'm saying, as long as there's the end is all about you benefiting, take it. People who like to be in charge, in power, they end up exposing themselves.
With patience, with a little bit of waiting.
You just need to wait.
Just wait. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. That's very hard.
I've had a situation where someone was my previous job, difficult boss to talk to. She was a lady. Mm-hmm. So I think she felt challenged that a team of boys. Mm-hmm. And
Men.
she's a manager. And they were challenging her most. You know what I did? And I realized, no, fighting this person, in any case, she's the one who signs my KPIs. Let me give her power. One of these days she comes to me, she talks about the family problems. Because I'm the understanding guy.
Yes.
Do you think after that she'll give me a 3 out of 5? For my increase, fella. My KPIs are a part of my increase.
Also, shall 4, 5.
After you told me your weaknesses at home, it's gonna, without me bringing them to you.
No.
You'll just remember that actually this guy is holding some information that is deep about me. Let me just give him a 4.
That's a good game, though.
Yeah.
That's a good one, eh?
Yeah. Let them enjoy being in charge. And then they end up oversharing. And it's a game.
And there was also this other person I saw on social media on a video, and they were explaining how, how people are always afraid of the African chemistry happening at the workplace. And she's saying that no, if you are thinking that your lady colleague is doing African chemistry on you and you are going to not stay long in the company or whatever, that kind of attack will come in that form. Uti, no, you are not aware of this attack that is coming from your male colleague. And you're saying you will trust them. You're like, oh, I get along better with the guys. You overshare. You share all this information about yourself. And when the time comes for now, it's you and him for one position.
He knows all your weaknesses because the battle that you've been fighting with the wrong people.
And I was like, wow.
In fact,
thought of it like that.
You're fending all these people off that could be a competition to this guy so that you can have it all to yourself. And next thing you're facing this guy that you never actually got the time to study. Then he strikes.
But they know the deepest, darkest secret.
You were even oversharing with that guy.
You overshared a lot.
But
so the lesson is no one is your friend.
No one is your friend in this case.
Don't ever confuse people you are getting along with in a
They are just
path.
comrades.
They are comrades. They are acquaintances.
You just happen to have, at some point, if you believe you share one vision, they are comrades.
Yeah, comrades. Acquaintances. If you don't want to use the word comrade. But no one is your friend in such a serious fight. No one is your friend.
Yes. Nope. I mean, we have done our duty.
Okay, one last post. Utinami God, I don't learn shame. I'm always betrayed and sold by people I bring close to me in the word of we are helping you. Some people are using my brother's case to shine, have fame, get credit, and fight their own battles. And then before she acts and plays irrelevant, rest assured she got those, referring to Bas Kruger, she got those screenshots from me and decided to edit them and show a certain part to drag Colonel down, yet she claims to have some exclusives. Kodwa, you know, and then Bas Kruger responded and said, how na okukulubo. Nago, meaning here's a big thing. So Singobile here is the relative of accused number 4. And today when I had posted the article, she first tried to ridicule me by commenting on the article. Then she came and approached me in my inbox and assured her that I will publish her side of the story. This is with regards to the screenshot that they were referring to that we never got to see, by the way. And because I'm fair in my work and I upload genuine journalistic ethics, and she offered to send proof she has of which I said she may and I would appreciate it. And I made certain that I repeat to her that I already have my own proof, as I said in the article. And now she takes to her wall and claims any proof I have was given to me by her. Hi, Mameshani. Why the dishonesty now? And why the scathing public language against me because we had a polite conversation in my inbox? I don't have time for snaky behavior. What she doesn't realize is that she unwittingly revealed a lot of information today and has a lot of explaining to do.
There you go. This is where we end. And
guys,
due to the nature of this conversation,
we can't open the lines, of course, because hey, it would open to outrageous.
I know many people want to say something.
Yeah, hey, you guys, sometimes you. I'm like, please don't go there, please. And then you go there.
You get this one who was not here at the beginning when you're begging, and then they just.
Yay! They just found the video along the way and we're at the finish line, and then they're like.
And then they think, these ones, they don't see this part.
They don't see this part. We see it. We just have to be responsible about how we share the information. I'm just here to report the news. I don't want no smoke with anybody. Okay? I don't want smoke. I don't want it. I'm reporting the news. Right? Right. Let's just finish it off here. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys. Please like the video, share the video. And I think we tried
I think this is the last one
Yeah,
for
this
now until
definitely is the last one.
Monday when the case resumes. I don't want
It's not the last
anymore.
video that we're gonna produce, but we have others.
We
that
have
are packed.
other topics to talk about. We'll
Yeah.
be uploading on other topics, or rather going live discussing other things, not this in particular, because kushushu apa, it's very hot. It's very, very hot.
We will open the lines. You know, when the time is right, we will open the lines. It's not that we are shutting you down, just that when we are going to discuss such a matter,
it's very sensitive right
people
now.
will be calling people's names now in a certain way.
It's very sensitive right now.
Yeah, it's better to actually avoid that.
We don't want smoke.
Yep. Thank you. Like the video, share the video, and hello to Morning Gang.
Yes, Morning Gang. Thank you.
Highly appreciated. The likes of the
likes
morning.
are looking good. They're looking awesome.
And also, the gang that starts it.
Yes.
That's for starting it. That's a night gang. That's a night gang. Your Mamela.
Yes.
Your.
That's why we'll always mention you guys. Never ever forget you. The ones who made it to the
your
live chat.
Whitstein, your Colin Dovu, your Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Your Ansi K Moore, your
Ansi K Moore, you're our moderator.
And then your Dumi.
Dumi.
Let me see your Eni.
Hi, Eni.
Nzumara. I'm hoping that I called that correct.
You called the same name properly.
Duduzi Ronald Shongwe.
Duduzi, hi.
Chuku Anna.
Hi, Chuku Anna. Welcome back.
Your Beltangwenya, Malebo,
hi. Skululi.
Yes, Manzeni, Okobini. And then you have your Sfiso Sindane, our members.
Hi,
that's our member.
Thank you so much for joining the membership.
Then you have your Bongani Utanti.
Bongani, hi.
And then, Tuli Tools, our moderator.
Tuli Tools, another one of our moderator. You know, the comment section now, the chat especially is looking very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, moderators. You are highly appreciated.
Highly, yes. So as members, thank you for making sure that we have juice.
Yes.
Lana Lento. And everyone who's liking, guys. I mean, we are contributing somewhere, somehow. We are contributing. Gossipation series.
Hi.
Regular. Thank you.
Yes. It's just they are just as interested as we are.
Sisi Mvenda. Yes, saying I'm late. Dimakazo, our member. That is our member, Dimakazo. Thank you very much. Hi,
Dimakazo. Thank you so much for being a part of the membership.
And then we have Paul. And then Juanita. I'm hoping I read it right. Juanita or Juanita.
Juanita or Juanita. But
I think it's Juanita. I think it's Juanita.
Juanita.
Is that English?
No.
Okay.
I think it's what do they call it? No, it's not Hindu. What is the language?
I don't know.
That they use. I just forget. I confuse it with the religion, Hindi, and I forget, guys. I'm sorry, Juanita. I'm sorry.
You will tell us.
You will educate me. Please educate me, because I don't want to get it wrong and speak rubbish. No.
Oh, so they say Spanish.
Oh, it's Spanish. Wow, my apologies. It's actually Spanish.
So is that Juanita?
Juanita.
Is what? There's Jesus.
Then there's Jesus.
Yeah. Which is Jesus.
J in Spanish is Ch.
You never know. Sometimes it changes, I think. Yeah, you are right. There's one P, one Mata. Yeah, you're right.
Hi guys, I need to learn other languages. This is a Mara.
Then Mguni and then Mabuto, Innocentia Hadebe. Obviously, we couldn't forget you. And then that's it, guys. Thank you very much for if I forgot you, thank you. They say Juanita in Spanish is J is H.
Or J
Juanita.
H. Juanita.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you were
It's
right,
one
Mr.
month.
Anonymous. Yes, you were right.
I watch Spanish football. That's why I talk about you with Juan P.
You're right.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Atsuke Boy, for that information. I will continue my daily learning about Spanish because, man, I think I watch Spanish football more than I watch England football.
So, yes, word of the day. Watch your back.
Watch your back. Cheers, guys.